Hey everybody, just wanted to do a quick tutorial on how to actually add the trampling effects to your custom grass using the Megascans library. First and foremost, you want to make sure that the Trail and Trample BP is actually in your world, as you can see here. Have it in the outliner up here. You want to click on it. Make sure you have Enable Foliage TrailSystem ticked. This will allow us to actually have the effect on our land once we spawn this terrain trail volume. And I have it in the world right here, but you can't really see it. It's just that green line on the horizon there. If I click show volume boxes, you notice that the entire landscape is encompassed by this volume. This allows me to have effects on the landscape grass type, the procedural foliage, as you see right here. Maybe it's a little bit hard to see thanks to the YouTube compression algorithm. It's probably a very subtle effect with just this shorter grass. Let's go ahead and get over to Quixel though and download one of their grasses. I'm going to use this lemongrass for this demonstration and how to actually incorporate the trail system into it. Just click export here. Gotta wait for that to finish exporting real quick. And now the fun thing about Unreal 4.26 is it likes to make the procedural foliage disappear every now and then. So what you want to do is go up here to Magic Map Material BP and click on this refresh procedural foliage like I did right there, and instantly it'll bring it right back. Here's all of our meshes that we just brought in. Go up here to Foliage and we'll see that it automatically adds them all to the list with just a 0 selection. We'll select all of them. Let's make the scale a little bit bigger, 1 through 2, so we can see a little bit of a difference here. Just paint them on our landscape. There's the radioactive looking grass, the glowing grass, and this is just the default shader that comes from Megascans. A lot of these shaders that come from them actually require a little bit of work and setup to get them looking just right. Let's go ahead and open up the mesh here. Open up the material instance. Here's some settings that come with master material. You want to go down here to parent and then double click on this foliage material. This is the actual master material for the Quixel Megascans foliage. Here's their master material setup. Now comes the part where we're going to incorporate it into their system. Go here to M4, Trails, Integration, Foliage, and then drag and drop this material function into the material, the FoliageTrample function here. You want to look where this world position offset is plugged in. It's plugged in over here on the wind. So you want to feed the world position offset that's already plugged in there into the wind WPO, and then plug that into the final material output. And then just click apply, and that's all set up, ready to go. Before we get started, I'm gonna tweak this. It's getting on my nerves with this glowing grass that comes by default. So I'm just gonna tone down the subsurface scattering and the color overlay. Make it a little bit less glowy here. It's looking a little bit better, blending a little bit better with everything. Close out of that. Let's check out what we got on the default settings. And right out of the box, you can see the effect working. It's a little stretchy though. Everything's kind of smearing a little bit too far. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little bit of jitteriness going on too. We'll fix the smearing first. Go to FoliageTrample intensity. And this actually affects the side-to-side movement. And I'm doing this in editor, so it's a little bit easier to see what the effect is actually doing. So when we change that, you can see that it actually changes the effect in the world. Something like 8 is probably better for this. It pushes it a little bit less to the sides. Tones the effect down a little bit. I like how it just pushes each blade around. I think that's cool looking. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to fix the jitteriness that is actually, because it looks like it's doing like steps, because it actually is. It's actually capturing where your player is at every, in this case it says 0.05 seconds. So every 0.05 seconds it was capturing. Now I'm going to lessen that, so every 0.02 seconds is actually capturing. And that'll make it a little bit less jittery. There's a caveat to this, though. The more you make this thing capture, obviously it's going to be more performance intensive. It's going to look better, but it's going to be more performance intensive. Let's make this fade out a little bit faster. Trail fade out speed right here. And you turn that one up, and it actually makes the effect fade out faster. And you can see, like, now the grass is actually coming back to upright faster than it was before. Another thing with this method is that it's meant to be used more with grass and smaller foliage. Because if you try to use it with something that has multiple meshes, you'll see stretching and everything, just because of the certain way that it's actually done with render targets. I'm working on a new method, and you'll see it here on your screen here in a second. This method uses a combination of render targets and Pivot Painter 2, and it gives it kind of like this fake physics look. And this also works with procedural foliage. It's not out right now at the moment of this tutorial, but it will be out here soon, and I'll update this tutorial, add some more information on documents and everything once this actually comes out. I think it looks pretty close to physics, though. All right, thank you guys for watching. See you later.